classes, it showed buildings are.
Laser Week was actually pretty fun. For me, it was something new, especially since I'm a shy person. It was actually really fun getting to know the faculty and the new students that were coming in.
You can walk around by yourself, but it's definitely better if someone can show you the way, right? So yeah, that's why I decided to come to Laser Week.
We had sessions where we attended different classes and they explained what their class or what their area was about.
I was nervous about school since it was something that is new, especially with college. I had no experience. None of my family finished college. So this is kind of me jumping into something new by myself.
There's also a lot of international students on campus, and they all go to the Laser Week. So I definitely meet a lot of new friends and from different countries, sometimes, some native speaker, and it's a really good opportunity to make friends.
I was able to get over being shy. To me, Laser Week actually was very beneficial in getting to know others.
Very glad I came.
It really took away all of my stress or worries.
It's all from Laser Week. I got the information from Laser Week.
Go. All right, all right.
So today is Laser Day, where it's kind of like an orientation thing, for incoming freshmen.
We get to have food, we get to meet a lot of people, a lot of the staff.
Because you get to like see the campus and tour the place.
It's really fun actually.
I feel more familiar with things now. I think that was my general goal, so that's out of the way.
We're around the people that are like trying to get into the same major as ourselves.
It's way better than I expected.
Laser Day is a good way to get that foundation and idea of what you want to do with your life.
College remains the great experiment. It's a place where people who may have never normally ever had a chance to cross paths get to share in something and find people, not just the ones you already know, but the ones you don't know, that expand your horizons and your sense of self, your sense of agency, your sense of being rooted in something bigger than you.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Laser Day. Thanks for taking time today to kind of join us before your college career begins. My name is DJ Santiago. I'm going to be your host for today's event, and you're probably wondering, why am I up so early today? It's still kind of my summer break, and what exactly is Laser Day? So I'll kind of give you a quick overview. Laser Day is really kind of geared towards you, our new students, to really welcome you here. It's an event designed to help you learn more about our campus resources, all of our academic programs, as well as our success strategies. So if you're undecided on a major, you'll really get a chance to explore our different programs of study that we offer here at IVC. You get to interact with our faculty and learn about the different disciplines and ask those questions. You also get the opportunity to interact with fellow incoming students and kind of meet our professors, our faculty, and staff before the school year begins. So there's a real value there. So that's really kind of what Laser Day is, and it's really kind of tailored to help prepare you for college and really help put your best foot forward before you begin your career here at IVC. So as you can see here, we have a really full agenda for you today with lots of great information and opportunities to kind of interact with the faculty, our current students, and our staff. And we have our IVC leadership here as well to kind of welcome you to the college. And then we'll transition to the student panel where we'll have questions and answers. And you had all had a chance to submit some questions when you signed up for Laser Day. And if at any time during today's session you have any questions, please feel free to use the Q&A chat. We really want to engage with you as much as possible. We've got some moderators who are monitoring the Q&A session. We'll be able to answer as many questions as you may have. So it's really your opportunity to kind of ask those questions. We're also going to kind of feature a new esports program that we're going to be launching here at IVC. So we're going to get a chance to preview that. And then from there, we'll break you on to our school presentations at 9 o'clock, where there you'll get to learn about the different programs of study, and you get to interact with the faculty and ask them questions. At 10 o'clock, we're going to be breaking out into the counseling workshops where we'll focus on different success strategies. We're going to cover topics like how to transfer in 2 years, what to do if you're undecided, how to thrive in your first semester, and then parents and guardians, if any of you are attending as well, we have a session directly focused on you as well, where you'll learn to kind of focus on what to expect as your student transitions to college and how you can support them. And then at 11 o'clock, we have additional sessions that are being offered. Student Life is going to host a session where we'll show different involvement opportunities, leadership opportunities, and student leaders will be able to answer any additional questions you have. So you'll be able to get another chance to kind of interact with them as well. I know our honors program is a very popular program as IVC. We're going to have a session there at 11 o'clock as well. That's going to showcase the program and its benefits. And it's also going to kind of highlight the requirements for the application. And then if you're going to need any help on technological assistance, maybe you need help accessing your IVC email, perhaps accessing your campus account, which you're going to need to submit your homework assignments, interact with the faculty. We'll have our information technology offer a session as well to kind of cover those topics. So you can see we really have a full schedule laid out for you. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat. I know there's a lot of kind of possible overlapping sessions that we have, and don't worry, we're going to have all of our sessions recorded. They'll be closed captioned. They'll be made available on our Laser Day page shortly after the conclusion of the event. Now, to kind of officially welcome you to the college and to our Laser Day family, I'd like to introduce you all to our college president, Dr. John Hernandez.
Good morning, everyone. I appreciate the opportunity to welcome you to this year's Laser Day event, and I want to congratulate you on making the decision to choose IVC. I personally feel that you made an excellent choice for so many different reasons. And just know that we don't take that for granted. That is a responsibility that we take seriously to ensure that we have what you need for your educational success. As you probably know from the news, the rapidly changing dynamics of COVID-19 and the Delta variant has actually been on our minds. And first and foremost, I want you to know that we take the health and safety of our students and our employees seriously, and we use that to guide our decision making. And so as a result of that, you may have heard that many of our planned in-person, face-to-face lecture classes have temporarily been shifted to online. And we certainly are scaling back to some extent some of our support services that in terms of hours of operation. But we're doing this temporarily to be able to assist and not contribute to the Delta variant. But I want to assure you that as soon as Orange County's metrics have sufficiently improved, we will return those classes that were scheduled to be face-to-face back on campus, and we will expand and scale up our in-person offerings. So please know that while we are doing that, we are still offering many of our lab sections in person, activity classes, as well as athletics. And our library is going to be open 4 days a week, as will all of our student support services, Monday through Thursday. So first and foremost, please know that your participation today in Laser Day is so important to help you learn what you need to get your first step in college, and to make it useful, and hopefully you'll learn some things that you didn't know that are going to better equip you to begin the semester. Remember, your college experience is so much more than just attending classes. It's about how you engage. And we have been so creative this past year and a half in creating virtual opportunities for student engagements. You're going to hear from our student government leaders. We have dozens of clubs, a lot of student life opportunities that you can get involved in. You can volunteer or get involved in our very active student government. If you need better access to technology and make the most of distance learning, we are happy to offer a laptop loaner program. You're going to probably get more information on that. And again, as you begin to think about your first year of college, it's important that you know that it's critical to connect with an educational counselor, so that this semester we will have opportunities for you to do that in person or online, because they are so critical in helping you ensure that you are getting your sequence of classes set up, particularly for those who are going to be transferring to four-year institutions. We have incredible resource centers other than the library and our student services. Many of our support instructional centers, for example, the Writing Center, the Tutoring Center, the Student Success Center. You're probably wondering, what the heck are all these centers and what do they do? I hope today you'll learn about them, but we're going to be offering those services online. So again, remember, a lot of hybrid, some on ground, in person, and some online support services. So one of the things that I think is important just to say is that you want to be proactive. You want to learn about the resources that we have to support you towards your educational goals, so that when you are in a bind and trying to figure out how you're going to get assistance with an essay for an English class, or trying to get assistance in a math class that maybe you're struggling with, by knowing about these services in the front end of things, you're able to take advantage of them and know where to go to and how to access those services. So today is an opportunity for you to learn, ask questions, to engage, and find out how you can make your college experience truly meaningful. So remember, we're here to assist you. And again, one of the best ways to be prepared is to reach out whenever you have questions. At IVC, all are welcome here. I want to wish you a wonderful experience today. Enjoy Laser Day, get the most out of it, and best wishes for a meaningful and successful fall semester. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hernandez. Very well said. So as Dr. Hernandez mentioned, this is really an opportunity for you to kind of ask questions, really engage with all of us to really prepare for your college career here at IVC. And you're all here at IVC because you want to take classes and earn a degree or certificate. And our next speaker is actually the individual who oversees all of our classes and instructors. So please join me in welcoming our Vice President of Instruction, Dr. Chris McDonald.
Good morning, lasers. Welcome to Irvine Valley College. I am Chris McDonald, the Vice President for Instruction. On behalf of your faculty, the support staff, and the administration, again, just welcome to IVC. I think you made an excellent choice. I will add a little bit to what Dr. Hernandez mentioned. COVID-19, that's really the breaking news. So many of you have signed up for classes that will temporarily be moved online. So the bit I want to add is that you will receive an email from the academic dean in the area, and you should look out for emails or Canvas communication from the faculty member for the specific classes that are going to be temporarily put online. Now, I've got a limited time here, so I'd be remiss if I didn't try to have you take away two important themes. So the first theme is that life is asymmetric. I'll explain and I'll reiterate in a bit. But life being asymmetric means that you need some early wins. So some early success gets you outsized outcomes. Choosing IVC, being diligent, completing your certificate, your degree, or transferring in a timely manner, that will open doors, right? Early success will put you in an opportunity or provide opportunities for you to take advantage of luck and everything that will come your way. So you can have positive outcomes. Now, a lot of your generation, your cohort, there is a term in the media that's coined now, the new lost generation. A lot of your friends, family members, people you went to high school with, they've not signed up for college. I promise you that at IVC, we will do the best we can to get them here, but you can assist as well. If you think about being a mentor, being a good friend, if you know individuals who have not signed up for college, right? After you go through Laser Day today, reach out to them, help us connect with them, connect them to our counseling services, connect them to any of the staff members that you meet today throughout the day so that we can get them into the system. It's our goal to make sure that we don't have a lost generation. And at IVC, we're going to take care of you. We will take care of your family and friends. So if you would, just consider the broader society and let's make sure we get everyone to IVC who could benefit from this educational opportunity. With that, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing a lot of you in person, if not this fall, in the spring semester, and take care of yourself.
Thanks, Dr. McDonald. And also don't forget, at 9 o'clock, you're going to have that opportunity to join a presentation from one of our 10 different academic schools and really learn about the different programs of study that we offer here at IVC and really interact with our faculty and ask them those questions. Quick fun fact I want to share with you all that our fall semester here at IVC begins on Monday, August 23rd. So please take a moment to double check your schedule between now and next week to verify most of our classes will begin on Monday the 23rd. So I just want to share that with you. And we have all these great classes. Again, we're the #1 transfer rate here in the community college system, but we also need support services. And to help, we're here to kind of support you during your time at IVC. We have a vast array of different student services available, and our next speaker actually oversees those areas of services and resources. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Martha McDonald.
Good morning, lasers, and welcome to Irvine Valley College. I am thrilled to be and privileged to be welcoming you this morning. I know you've heard two speakers already who have given you some great advice in terms of utilizing our support services and our resources to help you get going with your academic path. And I think that, you know, you may agree that the transition from high school to college can be extremely exciting one, and it also could be nerve-wracking, but we're here to help you navigate that in student services, and we're here to help you succeed. So if you're feeling a little apprehensive about that, you're in the right place. I also want to welcome and thank the parents who are joining us here today. It's really important that you're showing your support for your students because they can't do this without you. I just want to give you a little advice. I remember talking to a couple of freshmen a couple of years ago, and I asked them about their first year experience and some of the things that they recommended in terms of helping students be successful. And one of the primary things that they said is to arrive early. Obviously, with our online courses, I do encourage you that you log in a few minutes early just to make sure that your equipment is working and that you don't have any temporary glitches that are going to make you late for your class. And show up to class and show up on time and be engaged in the class. You know, use that virtual hand and raise your hand and ask questions and be involved and interact with your classmates. Someone asked in the Q&A if there was a way that they could meet other students and make friends. And I'm sure you're going to be hearing from our student life office today and from our student government who are going to talk to you about all of our different club opportunities. We have over 30 clubs here on campus, and they have just been so innovative in the way that they were able to engage our students and have an excellent turnout in a lot of the events that they hosted online. Virtually, and that's how they got to meet new friends. So I really encourage you to do that, to really get involved. There's a lot of data that shows that the more you're involved inside and outside the classroom, the more successful you will be in your academic journey. And I truly encourage you, and we all are probably going to say the same thing in terms of meeting with your faculty, meeting with your instructors, meeting with your academic counselor to make sure that you are on the path to your academic goal and that you're not taking classes that won't be necessary at the end of your journey, that you are making good choices about the classes that you're taking. I also encourage you to explore those opportunities and again, utilize the resources that we have available for you here at the college. I'm excited for you and the journey that you are about to embark on. I realize that this may seem scary to some of you or maybe not know what course of study you will want to take, you'd want to choose, but I really, as I mentioned, encourage you to talk to your academic counselors and to take advantage of that. I challenge you to explore, to expand your mind, and enjoy everything that the college experience is offering you. One of my favorite quotes is from Eleanor Roosevelt, who said, "Do one thing every day that scares you." And that may mean talking to someone new, taking a chance on meeting someone virtually. That may mean raising your hand in class. And as I mentioned, use that virtual hand to ask questions. That might mean asking for help when you need it and really stepping out of your comfort zone. So whatever it is, I challenge you to step outside your comfort zone and open your arms to what the college experience can offer you. And welcome to IVC.
Thanks, Dr. McDonald. I'll share quickly, you know, as Dr. McDonald shared an example. There was a student, you know, not too long ago in Laser Day, kind of raised their hands in one of our sessions, said, "Who's going to keep our attendance, or who's going to kind of keep us on task?" This is one of the transitions where, you know, gone are the days of tardy, you know, or truancies, and it really in higher education and at IVC and colleges, you're going to really take the driver's seat as far as your attendance, your participation. So as Dr. McDonald had mentioned, yeah, we really encourage you to engage and ask those questions. One of the things we've always heard from a lot of students as they participate, there could be that fear, the fear of the unknown, the transition anxieties. What we've heard from multiple students who have participated in Laser Days, after they've gone through the event and they've interacted with students, talked with the faculty, and asked the staff questions, it's really reduced those transition anxieties, and they really feel a lot more comfortable putting their best foot forward when the college year begins. So that's really what we're focused to do, is really to kind of show you all the different services and resources, give you the opportunity to ask faculty these questions before you get into the classrooms, and really kind of really prepare and best understand of what this transition to IVC is going to mean. As Dr. Gunal was talking about, exploring, perfect segue. As we're talking about exploring, we're actually hosting, as part of Laser Day, a self-paced on-campus scavenger hunt for Laser Day. You can kind of do on your own time between the end of the day today, Wednesday, and on the end of the day on Sunday before school starts on Monday. So if you wish to participate in that scavenger hunt, you'll be entered into a drawing to win an IVC swag bag. That little bag here, you got some totes, some material, some hats and beanies, and then also we're throwing in some gift cards for movie tickets and restaurants. So we'll be giving some prizes if you participate in the scavenger hunt and complete that. All the instructions are on the Laser Day page. You'll be entered in to win that raffle, and we'll get those goodies out to you. Okay, so as I previously mentioned, we IVC really takes pride in staying current with the courses and programs that we offer to our students, and really as a response to the growing industry of the gaming industry, IVC is actually launching a brand new esports program here in the fall. So here to speak briefly about our new esports program, I'd like to introduce one of our lead faculty from that program, Adam Lopez. Adam, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I'm Adam Lopez, the esports coordinator for Irvine Valley College. I got 5 minutes to do a quick introduction. So a few notable things about me. I'm an ex-pro World of Warcraft player, esports fan since 2007. I was involved in the esports club at Cal State Long Beach, and I've done some things in the area for esports and academics. So the Irvine Valley College esports program is a new program that has already achieved some great milestones for standards and success in this space. And we have an incredibly promising future, and I just want to share about what we got going on. So we launched last semester with the goal to be as student-driven as possible with targeted faculty support. We utilize proven educational methods, models, and tactics to establish ourselves as the premier community college in North American collegiate esports, which I think we've achieved in the short time we have existed. Let's go to the next slide. So effectively, my whole job is setting up as many support systems as possible for IVC esports students. This involves advocating for students in administrative meetings, researching what is working at other North American colleges, making meaningful corporate and organization connections. So for example, we've had students doing internships on events and projects with Special Olympics, the North American Scholastic Esports Federation, Orange County Department of Ed, Irvine Unified, and we just sent our first student leader into a well-paying esports job in our first semester. So really excited about that. I also develop and inform our infrastructure as we find a spot for students depending on their strengths and interests. So the way that typically looks is students will come to us and say, okay, I'm interested in esports. It's one of my favorite hobbies. How can I mix this into my education? And we pretty much ask, okay, so what are your strengths? What do you want to do? How can we work that? How can we work together to set you up for success with those things in mind? And so we're fully inclusive, and we not only accept students into our club and find positions for them to pursue their unique passions and strengths. Just quickly on the next slide, these are the titles here that we competed in last semester, but we're open to all esports titles, even the non-traditional genres titles like sim racing, speed running, chess. Just so long as we have students who are interested in and passionate about it, we're super excited to have you into the program. So on the next slide, we understand that we have a unique advantage of being here in Irvine and Orange County. This area is known for their powerful surrounding education systems that we believe has led to the insane esports talent, that if you're a fan of esports, you probably know some of these players down here like Stewie 2K and Doublelift, who grew up here in Irvine. So it's kind of like our duty to the community college to represent the community, and Irvine is absolutely a community on the forefront of competitive video gaming. Next slide, we've got another important thing worth noting is that we are developing what I believe is going to be the best collegiate esports facility in California. So speaking about how we help our students develop the resumes, we have developed this with our students as the primary voice on the direction of the facility. We did our research, studied as many of the collegiate and pro esports facilities, and ensured that we incorporated all the best aspects of those spaces to develop our own space. Next slide, we're locking down some awesome partners. We aren't locking down the basic partners you see with other collegiate programs. We want the best hardware for our students and can't wait to announce who we have lined up. But these are some of the companies that our students have had meetings with. So they've been in a few meetings with head of product, head of partnerships within these companies. And finally, the last slide, our information is linked there. So please feel welcome to join our Discord server or email me if you have any questions. So we aren't done presenting today. We are housed under the athletics department. So we're going to be continuing our presentation in the kinesiology department breakout session. We're going to go into more detail about the program, our projected future, and we have a student leader, a coach, team manager, and a competitor who are all going to share about their experiences within the program, and we will do a Q&A at the end of that. So if you can't make that but still want to learn more, once again, our information for Discord is right there along with my email, and I'll link that into the chat now. Everybody should be able to see this. Oh yeah, thanks whoever did that. And so yeah, and I'm gonna pass it back to, I think it's DJ. It's gonna take over again.
Thanks, Adam. Appreciate that. And as Adam mentioned, you know, like one of the things is we're kind of launching this esports program is we're actually trying to build the infrastructure for an esports arena here as well. So, you know, it's a new field, new industry. So, you know, it'll be a great opportunity. So thanks again, Professor Lopez. To learn more about that esports program, as Adam mentioned, please visit the kinesiology session coming up at 9 o'clock. Adam will be covering the program in more depth at that workshop. So again, as a reminder, all of our sessions are going to be recorded. They're going to be closed captioned, and we'll make them available on the LaserDate page shortly after the event. So I'm sure as you start taking a look at the schedule, start seeing a slew of activities. Oh, I want to attend this one, but I also want to attend this one. We're going to have them all recorded. Don't feel the pressure to that you're going to miss out on anything. We're going to have them available for you to view at a later date. All right, so now's our time where we can really get interactive with you all, in our session, where you get a chance to kind of ask questions of students who not too long ago were actually in your shoes. They were about to transition to college. They're here to kind of share their experiences. They're going to provide some peer-to-peer advice and answer any questions you may have. Some of you had previously submitted those questions when you first registered for LaserDate, and we're going to get to some of those. And again, this is our really interactive portion, so please feel free to ask any questions in the Q&A, and we'll try and get to as many of them as possible. If we're unable to, again, I'll make a plug that these gracious students who are going to be speaking to you right now will be available in the student life panel as well as 11 o'clock. So in case you get any more of those aha moments, or you want to ask students as you bow tie your experience at LaserDate, they'll be able to answer that. So I'd like to start off by having the student panelists please introduce themselves, their year, their major, and why they chose IVC. And I will kind of popcorn, we'll use that format. I'll have D'Angelo first introduce themselves, and then I will start asking some questions.
Hey y'all, my name is D'Angelo Hunter. I'm the president of ASIVC. I started school a year and a half ago. This will be the end of my second year pretty soon here. Major is pretty much criminology, liberal arts, and psychology as well. I want to be a lawyer, so I'm on that path. I started my journey here, and I pretty much just walked into the vet center, and I was pretty much enrolled the next day and started in the spring. So the services were pretty on point. If you guys have any questions for your counselors, they'll get you right on track. Next up will be another member of ASIVC, and I'll let him introduce himself. He's the executive vice president.
Hey everyone, my name is Franz. I'm a second-year computer science major. The reason why I went to IVC, I guess there's a lot of reasons, but probably the biggest one was just the way that IVC was handling COVID. And I really felt safe, and like the approach that they were taking really felt like it was like a family approach, and that they were trying to keep everyone safe. But yeah, now I'll go ahead and popcorn it to Aisha.
Hi everyone, my name is Aisha Ahmed. I'm the Vice President of Budget and Finance. I'm a second-year economics major, and one of the biggest reasons I chose IVC as my school was for financial reasons, but then also knowing that all classes would be online last fall. I wanted to be somewhere where I felt comfortable, and I knew that they were good online. I'll pass it to Cindy.
Hi everyone, my name is Cindy Wei. I am going into my second year, and I'm a biology major. I am the vice president and ICC chair, which is Inter-Club Council. I am overseeing the club activities here at IVC, and the reason I joined IVC is because it's a great financial option, especially during the pandemic where everything or almost everything is online. And I joined ASIVC because it's a great way to get involved. And I strongly encourage you guys to look for opportunities to get involved with ASIVC as well. And I'll be paneling to Alicia, our Vice President of Publicity.
Hi guys, I'm Alicia, and again, I'm the VP of Public Relations, and I am a second year this year. I'm a psychology major, and the reason I joined IVC is because when I was looking at the colleges, IVC had one of the best transfer rates, and it offers lots of amazing programs for you to transfer to your wanted universities. And the reason I joined ASIVC is because I just really wanted to get involved, and ASIVC was a great way to get to know the community and help out everyone. And I'm gonna popcorn to Apoorva.
Hi, my name is Apoorva Gunti. I'm the Vice President of External Affairs. I'm a third year right now, and I'm majoring in bioengineering. And the reason why I chose IVC as my school is because of financial reasons. And I think as mentioned earlier by Alicia, this school also has like one of the highest transfer rates, and that seemed really beneficial for my transfer path. Thank you.
All right, thank you, ASIVC leaders. So again, as a quick plug, feel free to ask questions in the Q&A. I'm going to start kind of asking you all some questions that were previously submitted by all our participants earlier on when they registered. So the first question I'm going to ask you is talking about kind of being online. As most of our classes this semester are still online, what would you recommend for time management while we are at home?
So for time management at home, I would say make sure to have like an actual planner or a digital planner somewhere so that you have a clear schedule that you can refer to and look, when your classes are, if you have like a Zoom class, or just looking in general to see if there's any events that you're a part of that you have to join. Also make sure to pace yourself when you are studying and don't procrastinate, even though I know I shouldn't be the one saying this because I'm like a very big procrastinator, but try and schedule your work out so that you're going at a decent pace and you're not overwhelmed like right before a midterm or a final.
Thank you, Alicia. Anyone else kind of chime in or share their strategies?
I would say start early. Always start early with things. I used to just start like 2 days or even the day before a big exam, and that's a very bad decision personally. If you're good at doing last minute stuff, still try to do it early on, have a plan. You'll find that it's a lot more easy on your overall schedule and mindset when it comes to going into the exam.
Thank you, Cindy. D'Angelo, you're gonna chime in?
Oh, just to kind of add on, I'm one of those.
I'm good.
Hey, Martha.
I just did the Laser Day welcome a few minutes ago, so I'm still listening to the panel.
So like essentially like kind of like, I always say live in the moment, meaning, appreciate the things that you're doing. If you're here for an education, it's the same. So when you're in your class, I would try not to multitask and pay attention to, especially if you're in a live lecture, and engage in your, the conversations and stuff going on. That'll, ingrain it kind of into your memory as you're like learning the material. So usually there's a lot more opportunity to talk in class, especially if you're new to college. It's just kind of, more engaging. The professors encourage it. So, really engage in the moment.
Thank you all. I'll actually share. I'll chime in. I heard this directly from a student not too long ago. It was one of his aha moments that he got. He said he was a predominantly straight A, a couple of B's, so an A B student in high school, and his formula, he thought it worked. So I think Cindy mentioned before, like, he would be one that's cracking the book open the night before the test, or trying to pull an all-nighter to do a paper, and that was sticker shock to him. That that formula did not work. It did not translate well, when he got to college, and he had to adapt, and he had to learn that it's okay to go out and ask for support and some help. And that's the reason why, that's part of the reason why we have Laser today, to kind of get you to talk more about faculty as far as what to expect, learn about the different services and resources. So he kind of learned the hard way, and he wanted to kind of share his story that it's okay to go ask for help, and don't be afraid that what may have worked in high school or would have been made the formula to make you successful previously won't always translate. So it's critical to be able to be flexible and adapt. All right, so I have the next question I want to ask the folks is, what is that? What was that? Oh, what are the best ways to get involved on campus and have a social presence in the community?
There are many great ways to get involved on campus. One of the best and easiest ways is to try and attend the club meetings. So before COVID, there used to be like specific times that people would meet in specific rooms and all that. But because of COVID, it's gotten a little easier to, try and like get access to like the Zoom information and stuff like that. And the clubs have made it easier to attend these club meetings by having Discord channels and all the other, information on there to try and, learn more about the clubs and also just get more involved. Another way to get involved and also make a great impact on campus right off the bat is by getting involved in the Associated Student Government here at IVC. There's a multitude of positions to get involved in, such as judicial court, which signups are open right now up until August 27th. And you can also be a part of Senate, where elections will occur later in the fall.
Yeah, I want to reiterate the club part because this past year was basically like fully online for me, and it was my first year last year. And the clubs was really something that was probably the only thing that gave me any social life. It was like getting to know people, not only just in classes, but the clubs that I was involved in was my community, like that was my circle. So if you want the social aspect of it, definitely just start joining clubs and going to meetings. Yeah.
All right. The next question is, how many units should I be averaging per semester if I want to transfer in 2 years?
I'll answer this. In my experience, it's going to take 2.5 years or 5 semesters. That's doing a full-time schedule at 12 units per semester. That'll get me up to 60, and I need 60 to transfer. There are certain, pathways as well that may require you to do additional classes that may not, totally just add up to 60. So it's always worth contacting your counselor and kind of getting your plan set up for, like constantly, essentially making sure you're updated on your plan and making sure you're on course. Otherwise, you may be here for another semester or so. And if you're trying to fit a timeline, it's important to really stay focused on making sure you have enough units per semester.
I think this entirely depends also on your major. If you're a STEM student, especially like the engineering majors, you have to take far more units than many humanity majors. So the best thing to do is to really plan out the classes you'll take for every year. When I became an IVC student, like a month into it, I realized like, oh, I have a bunch of classes I have to take and I don't know how I'm going to organize it. So I made a spreadsheet where I mapped out each semester, spring, fall 2020, spring 2020, 21, so on. And then I like just made a box for each class that I'd take. And doing that really helped me see kind of all the classes I'd have to take. So I would know how long I'd be at IVC, the course that I'd be taking. But it also the number of courses you have to take also determines on like if you're doing a job, if you have like a family that you have to raise. There are a lot of different factors that affect it. And like D'Angelo was saying, talking to a counselor and building that my academic plan or the map on my sites is really, really helpful. It really helps give you a good view and understanding of everything that you have to take. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Well, we got a couple of what that are coming in from the Q&A right now. I'm gonna kind of lump two together here. Looking back at your first year at IVC, what would you do differently? So if you were put yourself back to where the participants are right now, what would you kind of tell yourself, and what would you do differently in your first year? The second part, since we are talking with our ASIVC leadership, another question of that is, what are the benefits of joining ASIVC? So I'm kind of throwing a twofer at you all. So this can be your plug as far as like, what would you do differently from your first year, and what are the perks of joining ASIVC? Take it away.
So one thing that I would definitely do differently is to attend the office hours. Like, it doesn't matter how much you think you're annoying the professors, attend them, because you're paying for these classes, right? And you really want to make sure that you understand the information. So, and it's a great way to like know who your professor is. And it doesn't just have to be like, you have to have a question. Like, there's going to be other people in the office hours with you. It's just a great way to kind of understand the material more outside of a classroom setting. And for the question about ASIVC, you should definitely join, because it's not just about, it's obviously a great way to like get involved on campus. And it's a great way to like make a huge impact, like work with, there's like we have committees within ASIVC, as well as we work with like shared governances, and there's other ways to like, it's a really great way to really like set, I guess, like an impact on campus, as I had said before. But I mean, the family environment here is just amazing. Like the people that I work with, we all, even though we're all very different people and we all have somewhat different goals, individually, we also all come together to have one similar idea of, just wanting to make this campus a safe place for the people to attend, and as well as, try and work with other campuses and other stuff like that to just make the whole system a safe place for students to, be a part of it.
For me, I agree with what Apoorva said about going to office hours, because I feel like learning from other students was a very integral part of what improved my learning, actually. In the beginning of my freshman year, I didn't go to office hours very much. And then toward the end, I started going and getting to know the professors, and the material just started making more sense to me personally. Another thing that I wish I would have done differently was, so I am planning to transfer in the next year, which is 2 years after I got into IVC. So I wish I took more classes in the beginning rather toward the end, because in the beginning, at least for me, it was the easier like major prep class, such as college writing, and more so my major specific classes are in the later year, which is my second year, and that gets harder. So I definitely wish I had allocated more of my easier classes in the beginning and left more option at the end, but it's going well. And the reason you should get involved with ASIVC is because it really helps you get involved in an online environment. And as Apoorva previously mentioned, there's shared governances which help us connect with other community colleges in Southern California, as well as you get to actually speak to people from other student representatives from other community colleges and share your concerns. And even though we all come from different places, ASIVC has different aspects. As you see here, we have vice presidents of different departments, and I really think you'll find a place here. Yeah.
Great, thank you. We're going to transition to the class. I'm going to add another, for the sake of time, I'm going to combine a couple of questions here. So one of the questions was, How do I access information about textbooks? And when will I receive the syllabus from our professors? And then how early should I be showing up to my classes every day? So it's almost a three-part question there.
So most of the professors will open up their course like midnight to the night before. Some of them will open it like a day or two before, so you're able to hop through Canvas and kind of like play through the course. And that's where they'll post the syllabus and the textbook information in their syllabus. Some professors, if you go back to class schedule where you like were looking at all the options of classes, there'll be a section where you can see the books required for the class. In my experience, some professors or most professors don't list the textbook that they're going to use, or they'll list one, but then once you get to class, they'll be like, oh, you don't really need a textbook, I have it for you, or the textbook is optional. So the syllabus is kind of like the best place to look, which you will find on the very first day of class. And then the very first day of school, so next Monday, is probably the most important day of, or one of the most important days of the semester. On that day, you should check your email like quite often to make sure that each course has started. Check Canvas to make sure that each course has started, as many professors will take attendance on the first day. And if you miss that first day, you might be dropped. And in terms of coming to class, if I'm able to, I'll try to come to class like 5-ish minutes ahead if the Zoom room's open, just so I can kind of like chat with my peers, chat with my classmates in the room, because that's kind of like one of the aspects you really miss from like in-person classes is being able to like turn to the person over next to you and be like, yo, I'm really excited about the weekend or whatever. Yeah.
I would like to add that another very important resource is the bookstore website. And you are actually able to, if you know your classes, you go into my site and there's the course ID. You can enter your course ID under this website and it'll just automatically show your textbooks and things you need. About 1 to 2 weeks prior to the start of your class, I want to say, because when the professors update their needed class material, it's about that time. And this is another way to find out your resources and the things you need for the class without directly interacting. But I would still suggest you wait for the professor's announcement, because sometimes a lot of times actually, they try to save students money. And so there are things that they omit from the required materials and accommodate for that. So you don't want to waste your money on something you actually don't need. But it's a great way to kind of check and know the overall things you need. So yeah.
Great, thank you. So for the sake of time, we're going to ask one more question, which is coming in from our Q&A. But again, don't fear. I want to do a quick plug that, our ASIVC leaders here are going to be in the student life session at 11 o'clock. So again, please save some of those questions and feel free to ask them, engage with them, at the 11 o'clock session in student life. We're also going to hang out in this session shortly after the conclusion of it to answer any more Q&A. I know the Q&A is kind of popping off right now, but we'll try and get to as many of those as possible to answer those questions. The last question I will ask you before we conclude the student panel is, how do you stay focused during online learning, especially in classes that lasted for 2 or more hours?
So for me, I found the best way to stay focused is to keep my phone in a whole different room so that I'm not tempted to go on it in the middle of class. Because I know especially online, your camera's off, your audio's off, you can kind of do anything. It's really tempting to just do anything. But it's really important to stay on task, and especially because you're paying for these classes and you're gonna take a final and midterm on it. It's important to stay on task. I think also just making sure that you're participating in the class. So if asking questions, try and answer, so that kind of gives you some accountability throughout those 2 hours.
For me, especially for 2-hour courses, anything like that, make sure you're getting up and moving around. I'm a one of the things that's pretty cool about coming to IVC was that I learned what type of learner I was. That was done through, we can do a compass test or there's different classes. I actually was in college studies skills class, and I figured out I was an audio kinesthetic learner. So, hearing the lecture, moving around, repeating it out loud, and then also trying to engage with the other students when there's those moments to raise your hand like you would normally, and try to, if you can understand it from different points of views is how I think about it when someone else asks a question, especially if you don't have much context. It's very new material. You should try and learn things different ways, because the ways that other people ask questions kind of broadens the way we think about something. So like just paying attention for those moments, and then getting away from your computer as well is a big thing. So like, the thing is that if you're on class, if you have a 12-unit schedule, you're essentially, the school bases it on 2 hours of pretty much study and homework after that as well. So each course is like, if it's a 3-unit class, you're looking at 6 hours worth of work per. I'm like, did I do the math right? Yeah, 6 hours worth of homework and stuff during the week. So, 12 units times that by 3, like, now you're looking at like 36 hours of work. So when you're looking at, like we were saying earlier, you have the schedule ready, plug in daily work, and take time away from the computer so you don't get burned out from like sitting there and looking at your screen.
Thank you. That was good. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Alicia. Sorry.
Sorry. I think also because we are online and a lot of things like the classes are on Zoom, I know that we don't like to turn our cameras on, but turning your cameras on does make a big difference, because it's like it's kind of forcing you to pay attention. But if you absolutely do not want to turn your cameras on, just taking notes while the teacher's talking and like making sure you have notes by your side is very important, because that also ensures that you are listening and jotting everything down. So yeah, that's something I would recommend.
Cindy, you want to say something? Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things I found really helpful that I started doing during the pandemic while I was studying is I use my device to study. And if you know that you're using that device to study, make sure to not download social media apps on it. I know that the incoming notifications from people can get very distracting, since that's your only way of contacting people during the pandemic. And so I keep my work device and my social media apps apart so that I don't get distracted, and make sure to take breaks while you're studying. If you're studying for a very intense final, please take a break. Like take 20 minutes to do whatever you want and then come back to it. That way it's a good way to, get that mental incentive going for studying so that you're actually motivated to study, not like forcing yourself to, because yeah, that's the best way to motivate yourself.
Thank you. That was great. So there was a question in there, and I think this will kind of D'Angelo's his math kind of address that right now, is how to balance kind of out of school obligations and work with school. Just use this as a general rule of thumb, as D'Angelo had mentioned. 1 hour of class equals 2 hours of study of time. So again, if you've got 12 units, you're looking at 12 hours of class time plus an extra, 24 hours. So that's 36 hours you're committing to your schedule. That's almost a full-time job. So factor that in, plus working 15 to 20 hours. You're in the upper echelon of like 50 hours of school and work that you're balancing. So that's how you can kind of start getting context of, as student learners, what you're going to be able to handle. But the 2-to-1 rule is really kind of a general rule of thumb of how you can kind of balance your out of school obligations and work with school as well. There was a question that I'll quickly address in there. It's like, when will schedules and class times be released? Again, as a reminder, the fall semester begins on Monday, the 23rd. In order to view your schedule or print out your class schedule, you'll want to go into your student information system in my site to take a look at that. But again, I want to thank the student panelists for their time, for sharing their insight. Hopefully you found that insightful. This is not the last time you'll see them, so we encourage you to kind of go into The student life session, I'm seeing there's a lot of questions about IVC, about when you can sign up for clubs, how to join clubs, how to register for ASIVC. So these will be questions they'll all be able to answer at the 11 o'clock session for student life. So thank you again. We hope, we hope you found that part insightful, and then we will just kind of quickly wrap up with sharing the rest of the agenda today. Okay, so as a reminder, like as I mentioned, there's an 11 o'clock session. So now let's take a look at kind of what's happening at the 9 o'clock session, our next block of schedules. You got the school presentations that are coming up next, which, after we conclude. There's going to be 10 different schools that are going to be offered at the 9 o'clock session. They're going to showcase the different programs of study that we offer each of the schools, highlight the different degrees and certificates we offer. And that's, like I mentioned, this is really going to be your opportunity to interact with the faculty and ask them the different questions before you kind of get in that classroom format. Oops, let me go. And then if you're undecided, this is really your chance to explore the different programs and see what they offer and what might be of interest to you. Now, if you're already knowing what your career is going to be, you have it as a major decide, this is going to be your chance to kind of really learn more about the different internships, co-curricular activities, possible career and earning potentials that the different areas can offer. So there's really something for everyone, depending on where you're at as you begin your college journey. So again, as a reminder, you can see there's multiple sessions that are being offered at 9, 10, 11. All of our sessions are going to be recorded. They'll be closed captioned, and we'll make them available for you to view on the LaserDay page shortly after the conclusion of the event. Then at 10 o'clock, we have the counseling workshops. These workshops are going to provide you with kind of the vital success strategies as you transition to college. You can see here we have got a variety of topics. What to do if you're undecided major, how you can transfer in 2 years, how to thrive in your first semester, how to balance school life and work. And then, as mentioned, for parents and guardians, there's really a session that's geared towards you about what you can expect as your student transitions to IVC and how you can support them on their collegiate journey. Then at 11 o'clock, as I mentioned, for those who are interested in learning about the honors program, I know that was a very popular topic in the chat and people submitting questions. We're going to have a session that's showcasing the benefits of our honors program and really highlighting the application process to be considered for honors. And then we'll have the ISIVC students return, and they'll be presenting in the student life panel session. And again, this is your chance to learn more about ASIVC, how to register for clubs, how to get involved in the community, and have the opportunity to kind of interact with other students. We also have a session on financial aid. So if you're needing, needing different outlets and interested in learning about how you can pay for college, there's an option for that in financial aid. And then lastly, as I mentioned, if you need technological assistance, as Dr. Hernandez said, if you're interested about learning about our laptop loan program, if you need help with accessing your IVC email address, resetting your PIN or password, accessing Canvas. Remember, Canvas is where you can be submitting your homework assignments and interacting with the faculty. So that's really critical that you have that as well. We'll have our information technology presenters, provide a brief overview of all those hot topics, and then there'll be a Q&A session. So if you need any tech support to kind of prepare yourself as you begin the fall semester, they'll be available for you as well. So you can see really here we have a very full day, available for you. The schedule is really built up for you in mind, our new students. This is feedback from our past participants, and we really hope that you participate in all the sessions, you ask questions, and it really helps prepare you for the start of your college career. Now, to access the full link, the full slew of the Zoom links, please go to this website, admissions.ivc.edu/laserday/schedule to take a look at it. In the chat right now, we have copied and pasted all of our 9 o'clock sessions just for easier access, so you can kind of hop on. And again, just as a reminder, all of our sessions are going to be recorded. They'll be closed captioned, be made available. So if you have any additional questions, you can definitely reach out to any of these service departments listed here, where we have services available both online and in person. We're open from 9 to 6, Monday through Thursday here on campus. And we also have online services as well. And I also kind of encourage you to stay connected with us via the social media platforms. You can stay up to date on the latest happenings on campus. And you can actually even submit additional questions to students via social media. We have our staff monitoring and answering any questions, and we'll be able to respond to you in a timely manner via that platform if that's how you want to submit your questions. And again, I want to encourage you, if you get the time between today and Sunday, to please participate in the LaserDay scavenger hunt. the details on their Laser Day page. You have until, as I mentioned, Sunday to participate. Come to campus at your own pace, explore the campus. As Dr. McDonald had said, it's your opportunity to really kind of get more familiar with the IBC campus and an opportunity to win this, like I mentioned, this little swag bag with the gift cards and movie tickets. So we really want to incentivize you to complete that. All the instructions are available on the Laser Day page. So in addition to submitting questions via social media or our Q&A, you can request for additional information. If there's any other areas that you want to learn more about on our Laser Day page, there is a feature where you can request for more information, submit that, and we'll get that content out for you. So again, we're going to hang out for a little while longer in the Q&A, so feel free to submit any questions you may have. Otherwise, we're going to release you out for your 9 o'clock academic school sessions. Again, we hope you find all the the sessions today valuable and useful. The links for the 9 o'clock sessions are in the chat. Thank you again for participating in this Laser Day. Thanks again for making the investment to kind of help put your best foot forward as you begin your journey here at IBC. We really hope you find everything insightful, informative, beneficial. We again welcome you to the Laser family. Thanks again for participating and have a great day.